Okay, here I am again with another noun to decline. This time servus, servi, masculine, which means slave. What was that first step? Step number 1 is to copy my dictionary definition forms into the corresponding boxes on my empty chart. So the nominative and genitive singular. Alright, what's that going to look like? So I'm going to start over here with servus, the first word of the dictionary definition. That's the nominative singular. And I'm going to copy it right into the first box in the upper left-hand corner. Then I'm going to come up to my second word, servi. That's my genitive singular, and that's going to go in the box underneath servus for the genitive singular. Step number 1, check. Alright, for step number 2, I need to determine which chart I should be using for this word, and then I need to see where else I should copy the nominative singular, if that's even necessary. Let's go see. Here we are back again at servus, servi, masculine. When I look at the genitive singular, the ending, long I, tells me that this word belongs to second declension. And at the very end, I get this little m, which tells me the gender, and that's masculine. Okay, let's look at that second declension masculine chart again. Voila, second declension masculine. Don't forget, this is the chart that's kind of a pain because we've got several different options in the nominative singular, which correspond to different options in the evocative singular. Let's go add this to what we were already doing. So the next thing I wanted to do, after figuring out what chart I'm looking at, is to see, do I need to copy the nominative singular anywhere else? Well, first I need to think to myself, okay, what type of second declension masculine noun do I have? What does it end in the nominative singular? I have servus. So I can ignore eus, er, and r. Those endings don't apply to the particular noun I'm working with. The corresponding ending in the vocative for us is e. So I can ignore the long I and the nominative singular. Because servus is one of the two types of exceptions of the rule about the vocative, that it's the same as the nominative above it, I don't need to copy the nominative singular servus into the vocative. I would be wrong if I did that, so don't do it. This is one of the only times when I can just move on to step 3, so let's do that. For step number 3, I'm going to be looking at the genitive singular in my dictionary definition, and I'm going to find what the real stem is, and then I'll copy it into any empty box. Alright, so if I come back to my genitive singular, I'm going to do a little erasing so I can see it better. Everything in front of the ending, which is the long I, is my stem. So I've got that in blue, and I'm going to come write it everywhere else. S-E-R-V. Even in the vocative, because I couldn't copy the nominative singular into it. This does not follow the general rule about the vocative, where your vocative form always looks like the nominative up above it at the top. It's an exception, and it has its own unique ending. Okay, now I have my stem in every other box. I can move on to step 4. Step number 4, in which we add the endings from the chart we're using, figured out in step number 2, to any leftover stems on our chart for servus. Let's go do that. Here we are back again at servus, servi, masculine. I'm going to switch colors one more time. I'm going to do my endings in red. So my nominative and my genitive forms are already in there. Don't need to worry about them, leave them be. But here I just have stems, so I'm going to come in and add my second declension masculine endings. Long O, um, long O. I already figured out that because this noun ended in us in the nominative singular, it's an exception. I'll put a little star here, it's special. A bad star, sorry. And this particular ending, when you have us here, gives us serwe in the vocative singular. And now I can do my plural, which will look like any other masculine noun, no exceptions in this column. Servi, servorum, servis, servos, servis again, servi. And that is how you decline the second declension masculine noun where the nominative singular ends in us.